You can flip to Romans real quick. We're going to Romans, the first chapter. Romans, the first chapter. Romans, the first chapter. How many people just excited to be in the land of the living one more day, man? Just don't take for granted God's just favor to shine upon you just to wake up another morning, man. I'm grateful just to be here. While you're flipping to Romans, I want to just do something real quick and kind of be churchy. I just kind of want to honor my fiance in here. She's in here on tonight. And in about approximately 6 months and 23 days, we'll be making a step. A collision course to success. We'll be straight on that collision course to success. And for those of y'all who don't believe it, where you're going is directly correlated with who you're attached to. Some of y'all didn't catch that. Where you're going in life is directly correlated with who you're attached to. Some of y'all think y'all can just get anywhere with just teaming up with anybody. No, you can't. Sense.
I caught it.
We're going to see who the Bible scholars are tonight. That's what's up. We're in Romans. I'm going to give you the title sometime doing it. I'm kind of unorthodox. It's not going to be a 3-point anything. I'm just real unorthodox. So catch the information. I want you to really catch it and be tapped into what God is saying on tonight. He has an awesome word for us. So I'm just going to jump into it. Have you ever, let me get this. Do this. Have you ever had somebody do something for you, but you feel like their heart wasn't really in it? Like they give you a present or they do something, but you feel like, man, they just did this for the acknowledgement or just to get a thank you or just to... Does anybody know how that feels? They just had somebody do something and then it's just like, man, I don't think they really meant to do it. I don't think they put their heart into it or anything. Or how about this? Do you know anybody that's once smiled in your face but you knew they was talking behind your back at the same time? All right. I can get a witness to that. They just walk up to you and they think that with one smile they can hide everything that's going on the inside of them with just that one smile, one nice action. Just one good feeling, one good word, they think they can just hide everything that's really going on the inside of them. It's almost like you can see them as they walk past you. Like, as soon as and you know that smile, that one smile, it's almost like you got something sour in your mouth. It's like you really don't want to smile at somebody, but it's like, like it's like a half smile. Does anybody know that feeling when somebody gives you that and you just really know that they could care less for you? Let me put it this way. Has anybody heard those famous 3 words, I love you? I love you. And the word has become so common in our language, and those 3 words can just be said and just thrown around any type of way. I love you, but the phrase came up, well, if you love me, then show me you love me. So in other words, I got some witnesses in here. I can preach right there. So it's almost like, I love you. Well, then you ought to do something that shows your love that's on the inside. You ought to display something outwardly that shows love inwardly. Let me say it this way. If you love me, you should do something nice for me, like get me a card. Give me some roses. Take me on a shopping spree in the store of my choice. Fellas, buy me a video game.
That's what I'm talking about.
A memory card. All I want is a memory card. A memory card. A pack of tropical fruit bubblicious. Skittles. And a Gatorade brand. Right. Or a new keyboard. I'm sorry, I just reading my little Christmas list. Whatever the case, it's like the outward action was supposed to be symbolic of the feelings of the heart, right? Whatever you do on the outside is supposed to be symbolic of what's going on the inside. But the problem is, and the problem that I want to attack on tonight is, what happens when we as humans have gotten to the point where we are smart enough to show all the right signs and symbols but feel nothing on the inside? What happens when I can show you that I love you, but really you're number 6 on my list and I barely like you?
Wow.
Like all the signs are pointing towards, man, that dude is in love with me. Man, that girl loves me. But really, they can't stand you. Because of that outward, right? So that's where we find ourselves on tonight. We find ourselves in Romans. Find ourselves with this question right here. What happens when people are just too smart for us and they see how to show their love? We see and we know how to show love and show feelings towards people. But who's looking on the inside? So that's the problem that we're approaching on tonight, all right? That's what we're going to attack, and that's where we find ourselves. I want to point your attention to the greatest love story in history. It's about God. It's about the God, not a God, the God that sought the love of humanity, that ran after humanity when humanity was running away from him. I want to point you to that love story. And everybody knows it like this. John 3:16 says what? So God had this thing down pat, right? He said that, you know what? Since I love inward, then I'm going to give outward. He said, since I love is a feeling of the heart. It's an emotion. I love. This is how I feel on the inside. That what? My love shows action, so I gave my son. So God had it right. He had it down, but I want to point you to a different passage. It's kind of just showing a little bit of background. Even before he even gave his son, God showed many signs, and he showed many just symbolic ways of his love and his just wanting and his desire for us to be in communication with him. Turn to Romans chapter 1, starting at verse 18. Starting at verse 18, I want to read it to you like this. If you need to, you can read it up here because I want to read it from the New Living, what is it, translation, New Living Translation. I want to read it through that because it's a great thing. It can break it down for you. All right, verse 18. But God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, evil men who push away the truth from them. For the truth about God is known to them instinctively. God has put this knowledge in their hearts. Since earliest times, men have seen the earth and sky and all God made, and have known of his existence and great eternal power. So they will have no excuse when they stand before God at judgment day. I want to stop right there. I'm just going to be reading and stopping and just interjecting and stuff like that as we go. So I want to just read right there. What we see right here is God wanted to make believing that he exists as easy as possible. So he created things so that even though you could not see him, his qualities were evident through his creation. Understand that. He wanted you to believe in him so much that he made his invisible qualities visible through what he does, through his work, through the creation of man, through the creation of heaven and earth, through the creation, everything you see.